A blessed day to each and everyone. Again, this is Cherry April, and we're going to talk about Homeroom Guidance Quarter Number 2, Module 7. This is about sound decision making. This will be our objectives for this module. Number 1, to examine the steps in personal decision making. Number 2, practice sound decision making. And number 3, decide an appropriate action on the issues relevant to yourself and others. In the previous module that we have, you have learned about developing yourself. You were provided with discussions and activities to help you determine the value of knowing yourself by identifying the strengths and weaknesses towards becoming a better version of yourself. The design of this module is intended to help you to analyze sound decisions and goals toward the achievement of your personal welfare and common good. This will further help you examine different factors in decision making, provide proper procedures toward sound decision making, and evaluate experiences relevant to it. Let's start the ball rolling. As a grade 10 learner, you are expected to somehow be able to make decisions in your everyday life. This activity will determine your knowledge and skills in decision making. You need to prepare a sheet of paper and fold it crosswise. Copy the illustration below and complete the activity. I'll be giving you a minute to do that. Grab a piece of paper. And after you have done this and copy the illustration, you have to put like a rectangular block. It's 5 rectangular blocks, and you're going to put problem plug and decision plug. And you have to fold your paper crosswise. After this, then on the left side of your paper, you have to recall a significant event from your past when you made a correct, appropriate decision which led to a positive outcome. That will be on the left. While on the right side, cite a significant event when you made a wrong or inappropriate decision which led to a negative outcome. After this, you can pause the video and you can try doing the activities, and we can able to share these things which you are comfortable to discuss. So again, on the left portion, you're going to put on the correct decision that you had made, and on the right one, you're going to put on the negative outcome of the decision that you had made. You have to begin with the nature of the problem, and then after you reflect on the steps that you take leading to your decision. And then after this, you can answer the questions after. So you may post the video below and look on the questions, processing questions that will be reflected on the next slide. How did you feel when reflecting on the decisions you made in the past? What are the steps that you identified and followed in making your personal decisions? What have you learned on the results of your decisions in the past? In doing the activity, you have to reflect on the following questions. You can pause the video and answer the activity. Let's explore. There are different scenarios here on what will I do. So that you can further test your decision making skills, we're going to analyze the decision making scenarios below. We're going to read carefully and reflect on the important steps in the decision making process. Write your answer on a sheet of paper. Number 1 scenario. You dream of becoming a part of the school's basketball team. To achieve that, you think that you should practice every day. two of your classmates who are already members of the team constantly size up your efforts. They make fun of you for practicing and working hard. One day, they ask you to hang out with them. They told you that if you will join them and do things for them, they will recommend you to the team coach. What are you going to do? Second scenario, you are worried because one of your friends has been hanging out with your classmates who are pressuring her to try drinking alcohol. One of them is her longtime crush who even invited her to come to their house during weekend because his parents will not be there. Your friend came to you to help her decide. What will you do? Scenario 3, someone in your class cheated on a test. You know for a fact that he, together with your friend, were writing answers on a small note before the test. When the test papers were given, your teacher congratulated him for getting the highest score. You are confused about reporting that he cheated as your friend might also be punished as well for helping him. What will you do? You may pause the video and reflect on the scenarios given. These are questions that need to be explored. How did you feel when you decide the given scenarios? What are the factors that you considered in making your decisions? What important insights have you gained from the decisions you have made? Let's keep in mind, as a growing adolescent, you should be able to make constructive choices and be accountable of your actions. Remember that each decision that you make has consequences that can affect your life. Below are some important tips to help you enhance your responsible decision making. Number 1, you have to be mindful and accurate in recognizing the problems and challenges that you are facing. Number 2, effectively analyze the problems by looking at it in different perspectives, including how and why it happened. Number 3, develop your ability to identify several options and explore the possible consequences for it. And number 4, approach problems by considering your values and principle. And lastly, take time to evaluate how you solve a problem by reflecting on its outcome and results. Keep in mind that sound decision is about making choices that are good for you and for others. It involves critical thinking, self-discipline, and accountability. Most importantly, it is about understanding yourself, your action, and how it will affect others. Throughout your journey, you'll become more and more independent until you can be matured enough to make your own decisions. You can do it! So this is a decision making, it's up to me. Number 1, you have to copy and complete the table on a sheet of paper so you can write the issue or the problem, the cause, what is the appropriate action to take, and the expected outcome or results. After that, then you have to identify common community issues and problems that are relevant to you and decide on the appropriate actions to solve them. Apply knowledge about sound decision making. So, reflect on your personal experiences and learnings from this module and complete sentences below. Answer them on a sheet of paper. In making decisions, I rediscovered that I value. Number 2, when making decisions, I learned that Number 3, for me, making decision is difficult when. After that, on a sheet of paper, write a letter for your future self to be reopened and reread at the letter at the end of the school year. Consider the following questions in writing your letter. What are the challenges that you already successfully went through? What are the challenges that you expect throughout the school year? What lessons have you learned up to this point? What goals have you achieved? Who will help you along the way? What will remind yourself about making decisions and achieving future goals? This is an example of a letter that you can find to yourself. So keep in mind that making decisions is really tough. What matter is we're going to analyze it carefully and observe what will be the positive and negative effect of that to ourselves. These are all my references, and that's all for today. See you again on the next module. Bye.